The Customs Amendment Act received presidential assent in May 2020, but its implementation is expected to begin in November. Ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee, Governs Kwame Agboja, says the law, if allowed to take effect, will collapse indigenous businesses in the automotive sector.
We don't believe the law as it stands protects lives. And by 1st of November, if this law is allowed to stand, what you will see is a lot of people, thousands of them, losing their job. And the new industry that we wanted to create will not be safe enough to give them any safety in terms of livelihood. And that is why we are thinking that the government should tread cautiously. This law, as crafted, is not the one that would grow the automotive industry in this country. It is a rush, the same way they did with the luxury vehicle tax, which they have to withdraw, because when we told them that it was 40, it would not work, they didn't listen to us. So we are telling government this law will also not work the way you wanted it to be.
However, the Communications Minister, Eslo Osuekofu, says the law will rather create better opportunities for the growth of the automotive sector in the country.
I know that this is just going to stimulate the economy, grow it, create an additional avenue for jobs to be created in here. Who are those working in the factories? Are they not Ghanaians? Are these new factories that are assembling cars not creating jobs for us? You know, it is okay to grant tax exemptions for businesses that are setting up, to encourage them and to give them space within which to grow. It is done in all sectors. But what I'm hearing is our colleagues on the other side, as usual, scaremongering, poisoning the debate, seeking to turn a section of the economy against the government, and bastardizing a very well-intentioned policy that we all agree will provide long-term benefits.
Parliament on Wednesday, 27th July, approved the motion for the mid-year budget review, but the Finance Committee is currently considering the estimates and the request for the suspension of the 5% fiscal rule in the Fiscal Responsibility Act. At a meeting of the Finance Committee on Thursday, the Finance Ministry gave reasons for the suspension of the fiscal rule. MP for Ho Central, Benjamin Podo, disagrees with government's reasoning.
What we are saying is that the minister has gone beyond public health issues and introduced things which are not COVID-19 related at all into the request for the additional 11.8 billion. That is what we are saying. And I've cited the number of expenditures that are not related to COVID-19 expenditures. I've cited them. So this is our position, that it is inappropriate, it is unnecessary, and it is just a way of accessing more funds in an election year.
A Deputy Minister for Finance, Abna Osei-Asare, spoke to Citi News regarding the justification for the suspension of the 5% fiscal rule.
It's clear, Section 3A, it states clearly that if there's an epidemic, a public health epidemic, and clearly we all know that COVID-19 is clearly a public health epidemic. So that alone gives us that footing to come back. But the minister really suspended the FRA on the floor of Parliament. What the law says is that you suspend and then you come to the committee with explanations. And clearly we all know, that this has to be suspended because of all the things that have been stated in the law and all the things that we have seen happening. Revenues have gone down. We've had to spend on health-related expenditures that were not budgeted for. So everything is clear. We have fulfilled the side of the law, asking that will permit us to do what we are doing. So I believe that the committee has taken that in good faith, and we will see it on the floor of Parliament in the reports that clearly the suspension has been validated by Parliament.
Reporting for Citi News from Parliament House, my name is Duke Mentumpoku.